but I've just been like questioning acting and like what I want to do in the industry. I spiraled so badly within those 16 hours. Not have an SD card.
Rip. Tragic. Happy New Year. Welcome back to the HAGs Podcast, episode 25.
I don't even know.
Can you believe it? 25.
Dang. That's a lot.
It is.
Wow. We have yapped for 25 episodes. That's like 25 hours, if you think about it.
It's more.
More.
I guess that is more.
Some of these episodes are long.
Some of them.
Yeah.
RIP. My bad, listeners.
Welcome back. Happy New Year, everyone. We hope you had a great holiday season and are ready for 2025.
2025. It got here fast. Okay, I don't think I was fully ready for 2025.
No.
I don't think I still am. I think January is my catch-up time.
Yeah.
I woke up on January 1st with literally an anxiety attack being like, oh my god, wait, 2024 is actually over. I was like, oh my god, what did I do the whole year? I was like full anxiety.
You did a lot. What are you talking about?
I don't know.
I feel like that all the time. I think that's a creative thing. You're like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like I did nothing last year. But when I write it out, I'm like, oh wait, I did do stuff. But like I wasn't operating at the level of motivation I used to, which makes sense.
Oh shit.
But it was a good year. I was just so stressed on January 1st.
Yeah. I said this is my final day of rest before I have to go back to work, so I'm not going to stress about anything.
Ugh.
What did I do? I just hung out January 1st. I didn't do anything.
I laid in bed and watched Wicked.
I watched Wicked. Wait, I'm about to pull myself
I did that
up.
on New Year's Eve.
You fell asleep.
Oh yeah, I fell asleep during it on New Year's Eve. And then we woke up and we got breakfast, and then I went to the beach.
Where'd
the
you
whole
get breakfast?
day.
Some things were
We
open
went
in
to-
LA.
Yeah, we went to La La Land.
Everything's open New
At
Year's
the
Day.
Grove.
No, at the Americana.
Is that new?
No, it's been there.
There's a La La Land?
Yeah,
Have I known that?
probably.
I did not know that. I don't think I've ever gone to the one at the Americana.
Oh, yeah.
La La Land
is
is
it?
a coffee shop for the audience.
Yes.
Yeah. For
In an
reviewers.
incredible movie.
Yeah.
Na, 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 na. Da, na, 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 na. Dude, yeah, all the time. Sorry.
hmm Oh my god, and I think I saw Maya Rudolph at a store in Malibu. But I
Oh,
could also be wrong. But I think it was her.
I
She's
think it was
pretty
her.
recognizable.
I know,
Yeah,
that's
would say
why I
she's
was like-
pretty distinctive.
I'm bad at recognizing people, but like with that one, I was like, it looks like her. It's like her height. It's like her voice. And then she was with 2 kids, and I was like, they looked like the ages of her 2 kids. And I was
It's
like,
Is her.
but I don't
There's a
think
few
she lives
people-
in Malibu. But she
No, she
does
probably
live
is
in
visiting.
California. Yeah,
You also don't live in Malibu.
that's true.
Yeah. She's probably there for the holidays.
But
They
it seemed
probably
like she
had-
was grocery shopping, but I don't know. She, not to drop locations and be weird, but she lives in San Fernando Valley. How
That's
I know
really
that, I don't
close.
know. Yeah.
That's
not
a valley
really,
that you
but-
cross. I mean, it's further than we are. I mean, it's closer than we are. Like,
Yeah.
we cross through that to get to Malibu.
Yeah, yeah. But still, it's not like, oh, let me go to the grocery store 30 minutes away.
She
But I
probably
don't
rented a home
Yeah, maybe.
for the holidays. There's a few people that would stop me in my tracks, and she's one of them.
Really?
I literally love her. Yes, I think she's
Yeah.
hilarious.
I love
She's
her.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I would
Yeah.
be starstruck. I would have to
Really?
go down to. I wouldn't like embarrass myself and like
Yeah.
mess with her space with her kids on a holiday, but I would be
Yeah.
kind of hyperventilating.
Yeah, I almost
Yeah.
walked into her and then I looked up and I was like, oh.
Oh my god, I love her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really get
Anyways.
starstruck.
Yeah, I don't get
Oh, I do.
starstruck.
Maybe if
guys.
it was like Gosh,
I don't think there's anyone, because also I just like carry the like, oh, they don't want to hear from us. Why would they want to hear from us when they're just walking down a street on a normal day?
Oh, I would
like
never
it's not
stop someone.
Yes, like I don't get
never do that.
starstruck. I try to act like I don't know them and like let them live in their peace. And like I acknowledge like, oh, I think that's that person, but I'm gonna not stare and I'm gonna keep walking because they literally could care less.
I would never stop someone, but I would definitely be melting and screaming and crying on the inside. They would
I
never
would stop
know.
Ariana Grande. 100%. I would stop her.
Really?
Because I have things to say. I wouldn't ask for a photo. I just want to tell her some things.
Mm.
And they're positive things, so I don't think she'd mind.
Yeah, I don't think she'd mind. If you're like telling somebody, an artist to artist, like the things that they've made you feel, I think you should tell them.
Yeah.
I think they would want to hear that. But if you're like,
I want to be like, oh my God.
Yeah, no, I would never do that. And when I say starstruck, I'm not saying like screaming, but there are people that I idolize that if I were to meet, it would make me feel a type of way. But I'm an actor, so they wouldn't know, but on the inside, I would literally be dying.
Yeah, that doesn't happen to me.
Yeah, no, it does to me. But I'm very neurotic. I'm extremely neurotic. I feel like my emotions I feel them really intensely sometimes, and I don't know. Just how it be.
Anyway, life updates. I'll go first. So, apologies if I'm a little low energy. I've had such a debacle with my insurance company and the pharmacy. I ran out of my oral medication for my rheumatoid arthritis around Christmas, and they wouldn't refill it. My insurance wouldn't pay for it. And I tried like 4 times, so I was off of it for over a week, and I was dying. Like, so much pain, so tired, couldn't stay awake. It was awful. And we have 2 sets of parents who aren't together, so we had 4 Christmases. And I wasn't medicated, and I was just exhausted. So I went to the rheumatologist right before New Year's Eve and was telling him what was happening. So we sent it to a different pharmacy, and I paid for it out of pocket, and it ended up being cheaper than what I pay with insurance because the pharmacist put a coupon on it. And my insurance company makes me refill it every 2 weeks when my doctor writes a prescription for 90 days. Mm-hmm. So I got 180 tablets. I'm good for 3 months. And I'm just never going to fill it with my insurance company again because that was insane. And I should not have had to go through that. And I was also like, I can't believe I used to live this way. Like, how did I do
if my company had it?
Oh, sorry.
They would have had it on your doorstep.
Well, I needed it immediately.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, it was awful. But I've been back on it for I don't know how many days, but it hasn't fully kicked in yet, so I'm still tired. But it is better. So crazy.
Yeah, that's sometimes insurance, like, it just depends on what they cover and what they don't cover, and it's so stupid.
I've been on this medication.
Do hand out coupons.
Yeah.
If you have a good pharmacy, like, they'll help you choose if you should use insurance or not.
Well,
it's so stupid.
I don't want to bash anyone, but Walgreens does not help you.
Oh, no.
No.
But that's the one my insurance company makes me go to.
Yeah, there's
Bro, fuck that.
I've been on this medication since June of 2023. Mm-hmm. It was just so insane.
Yeah. I feel like in America, like, you have to be an expert in healthcare and in your body and in your own, like, health, or it's nothing's ever going to get done. Like, you have to take all of the matters into your own hands in the country that's supposed to have, like, the best healthcare in the world and the best service in the world, but you've got to do it all yourself.
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
And then the same day that I picked up my hydroxychloroquine from the new pharmacy, I refilled my inhaler at Walgreens, and my inhalers are way more expensive. because there's steroids in them, and they paid for that, no problem. Megan, makes sense. It doesn't. There's no way to explain it.
No, there's no way to explain it. There's no way. I don't know. There probably is a way, and it's a way for them to make the most money off of their people. So there's probably reasons behind why medication gets expensive, and it's probably supply and demand, and it's probably some shady stuff going on.
Yep.
I feel like I'm in a work meeting right now. This is all I talk about all day. Damn.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it sucks.
My aunt has oh my gosh, she's told me it so many times. Porphyria. Have you heard of that, Cheyenne? Porphyria? Mm-hmm. Like only a couple thousand people have it in the US. It's really rare. And it took her like I don't even know how long, years and years and years to get diagnosed. And it creates lesions on your brain.
Oh, that's awful.
And they thought it was MS because MS can also do that.
Mm-hmm.
MS, yeah. Because they couldn't figure it out, it just kept getting worse and worse. And she was doing all of these things to her body to try to assess like what she was sick with and what she wasn't. And that was exacerbating the porphyria. And then I was talking to her about you, and I was like, Cheyenne had to go through the same thing. Like she was misdiagnosed so many times, and like she had to literally fight her way and figure it out herself to then be able to communicate that to doctors who didn't believe her. And it's just like a constant battle, and it shouldn't be like that. You shouldn't have to fight tooth and nail with a doctor about your symptoms. Like they should believe you.
Yeah. They should. And women are less believed too. Yeah. So it's just.
Yeah, no, one of the doctors my aunt had literally was like, do you think that this could be anxiety? She literally has like lesions on her brain. Like,
that's crazy.
It's crazy. You and her could talk forever, dude.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like, just, yeah.
Yeah, my toes. Might be too much of a visual for some people. But when my joints get inflamed, they turn red, which makes sense. But other times they turn like black, like a very dark purple.
Yeah.
And all of my toes were just black. And it wasn't like it wasn't like I had frostbite. That's not what I'm saying. I mean like the joints connecting everything were black.
Yeah, it's probably some like if the circulation is cut off, and then when the inflammation, like there's probably so much.
Yeah, it looks like I have like bruises everywhere that are like broken toes or something.
That's awful.
Yep. Anyway, let's move on to something happier. Anyone have anything happy?
No, I have a horror story.
Well, go ahead.
Jimmie, do you have a happy story?
It's not sad. It's just taking new classes.
Oh. Then I can give my horror story, and then we can end on clown classes.
Okay, so drop that lore.
This is my horror story. I went back to Huntsville, Alabama after exactly 10 months of not being there. And I was like, oh my God, it's going to be peaceful. We're going to be relaxed. It's going to be happy. Day 3 there, I run into someone that I literally hate. Disgusting human being from my old job. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Could my luck be worse? And then that same day, or I think it was maybe the night before, crazy story. So I ended up in the ER. And
oh yeah, I never asked you about that.
Yeah, I would have told you. That
makes me sound horrible, but
no, I knew. I was like, it's gonna end up on the podcast, so you'll find out. But long story short, so for 2 years, so on the Tuesday that we first got there, I had my left eye completely blacked out. And crazy thing is, this has been happening for 2 years, and I just decided to ignore it because I don't like medical things, and I don't like exploring shit like that, and it freaks me out, and I want to live in ignorance. So I've been ignoring it for 2 years. And then it happened again that Tuesday, and like I was like fully at peace. I was like, I'm happy, like I'm calm here, it's okay. And then it literally just fully blacked out. And normally
do you mean
it blacks
your vision
out.
Or
yeah. Yeah. Like the eye, it looks completely normal because I've literally sat there before like staring at it with the camera when it happens. But like my vision like completely blacked out. And normally that happens and it just goes away. But this time it like left like an impacting like brain fog and like I couldn't remember anything. Like I think we filmed a podcast like after it happened and like after the podcast like I didn't remember anything we talked about. And Jimmie, we were like at a party and Jimmie was like saying things like we literally talked about this on the podcast and I was like,
What are we talking about?
I don't know. It was some movie. I don't know. It was some movie with Scott, and I was like, I have no memory of any of this. And then I also haven't Googled for 2 years the symptom because I didn't want to know. So finally, after Scott's party, actually, I was like, I think it's time. I think it's time I Google this because this is getting concerning. So I asked ChatGPT as usual. And ChatGPT, of course, the first thing it said was retinal migraine, but I was like, no, it can't be that. I'm dying. So in the rest of the list, it also said that it could have been like a stroke or it could be like a retinal detachment or like a retinal tear or something. And I like started panicking and I was like asking ChatGPT all these questions like, am I going to die? Like, what's the recovery? Surgery? Will I die in surgery? Am I going to lose all my vision? Am I going to lose all my face muscles? So I was completely spiraling. And then I woke up the next morning and I told my mom and my mom was like, I don't think it's anything. And I was like, I feel like it's something. My eyes blacking out.
It's definitely not normal.
I know. And she was like, oh, I don't think we need to worry. She was like, you can call your doctor. And I was like, okay, fine. I'll call my doctor. And she said, call the eye doctor. And I'm like, I think my brain is messed up, but okay. So I called the eye doctor and they were like, oh, we're only taking urgent appointments right now because it's the holidays. They were like, what's your issue? And I told them and they were like, you need to go to the ER immediately. And I was like, really? Are you sure? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, oh God. So then I hung up that doctor and then I called another doctor and I asked them the same question and they said the same exact thing. And I was like, wait, am I actually dying? So I started spiraling and then we went to the ER and I sat there forever and ever and ever and ever because it was so crowded and they had 10 ambulances and 5 helicopters in. And then they were giving me priority though, which I was like, thank God priority. But then I was like, oh my God, priority, I'm dying. But then they sent me back to get the IV in my arm and get my blood drawn. And they couldn't get either in a vein. So they had to send me back out to the waiting room. Were you
dehydrated?
I think so, probably.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't expecting to go to the ER. If I would have known, I would have been chugging water, but here we are. I was like spiraling. And then they were like, we have to do an ultrasound IV thing or whatever. And I was like, awesome. So it added like 3 hours to the wait time. And then they finally got me back. And they ran all the tests. And after 9 hours, they were able to determine that all of the tests were clear and that nothing was wrong except that it's like a retinal migraine, which also they can't diagnose that properly because there's no way to prove it. And they're like, it's especially like difficult to like prove in women. So like, it's literally just something you have to live with. Like there's medication trials you can go on, but like, it's like not a thing that's like curable or anything. But
yeah,
apparently
I don't think any migraine is.
Yeah, but I'm like, that's crazy that like, and they said like the cause is like severe stress and apparently it just cuts off blood flow to your eye and it's not like dangerous, they say, but I'm like, losing blood flow to my eye sounds dangerous, but if you say so. Yeah, so good times. I'm not dying. I know.
It is scary. A lot of people that get migraines, like the very first symptom they have is eyesight loss, or like they get like spots in their visions.
Yeah, normally like, okay, the annoying thing is, I don't know if mine is just that bad, but like looking it up, like people say like, oh, it's just like blurry vision or just fuzzy vision. Like no one's been like, oh yeah, I completely lost vision in my eye. Like a few people are, but they're like, no, it just gets like fuzzy. And I'm like, well, it was all black for me. And it's happened while I've been driving before.
Scary. That's
scary, Emily.
I know. And
so
I've
does
been
your
ignoring
whole
it.
head hurt when it happens?
No, that's the other thing too. I'm like, it doesn't come with a headache. Yeah, it's just in the eye. But like the last one that I had, it like did leave like my head like had I don't know if it was necessarily a headache, but it had like tension all throughout it and like in my eye for like that whole week. Like it was just a tension, but normally it doesn't come with a headache. So I'm like, I don't know, but if you say so.
You should follow up at the eye doctor.
I agree.
Yeah, and then they stressed me because they actually called me yesterday and they were like, well, they called me like last week and I didn't answer the phone because I don't answer phone calls. So I called them back yesterday and I was like, hi, just returning your call. And she was like, oh, we just wanted to check in. And I was like, oh yeah, everything's good. And she's like, are you sure? She was like, which ER did you go to? Like, I don't know if they could have ran all the like proper scans. Like, I don't know if they could have confirmed that it wasn't a heart thing. And I was like,
huh?
I know. I was like, don't stress me out again. They said the blood test was clear and they said the CAT scan was clear. And she was like, those should be good, but just let us know if it happens again and we'll get you in immediately. And I was like, okay.
You should go to the eye doctor.
I think you should too.
I like the thing. What?
Does anybody in your family have like eye issues?
No, my mom, like, they're blind, like, they have glasses, and my mom had to get, like, the LASIK, but yeah, like, they don't. Like, I think my dad said that he's had, like, a similar thing happen to him, but, like, not where it blacks out, where it just gets, like, fuzzy while he's running, like, because of just exertion, I don't know, exhaustion, but yeah, it doesn't, like, no one else in my family has had that. And then the crazy thing...
Interesting.
Yeah, and then, like, it's been happening for 2 years, and I had, like, an eye exam last year, so they would have been able to see if there was, like, a tear or something. So it sounded like that...
It doesn't sound like a tear. It sounds like something is blocking it through,
Have you had your vitamin levels checked?
No.
Do that.
That could also be,
I'll add that to my list of things to do.
If you just go to your primary care for your yearly, they do it.
They do it, yeah.
I don't think I've ever had that checked.
You need to do that.
That's how I found out I had a severe vitamin D deficiency.
I have a severe vitamin D and iron deficiency.
Damn.
Yeah, gotta get that checked.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, so
most
the eye
women
doctor
have
is stressing.
Vitamin D deficiencies.
Yeah.
It's really...
It's pretty common. Especially in if you have darker skin.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Side note, my first autoimmune disease symptom or whatever was blurred vision. I like couldn't see out of my eyes and it would come randomly, and I have perfect vision.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's what you have. I was 19 when that
there's like that type of like blocking of vision could stem from literally so many things, because when your body is inflamed, like that can create a blockage. So it's like figuring out what that source is that's creating that symptom.
Yeah. And that wasn't my only symptom. That was just like one of the first.
Yeah. I figured it could like be something else, but I think they were honestly just tired and lazy at the ER that day.
That's what I'm telling you. You have to have your health into your own hands, because they make statistical guesses on everybody's health. Everyone is a statistical guess, and they're going to do the most obvious choice because it is typically that. It is typically that, but sometimes it's not, and that's when you have to do your own research, write down your own symptoms, and like take it into your own, like prioritize your own health. Like it is so much. It's a lot.
Yeah, because my first doctor that they gave me at the ER before they changed over for night shift, she was like, oh yeah, it sounds like... I literally was in the room for like 5 minutes and just told her what was happening. She's like, sounds like a retinal migraine. She's like, yeah, we all get those too. And I'm like, oh, okay. But she's like, we'll run all the tests though. And then the eye doctor called me yesterday, and they're sounding like, oh, we don't really trust where you went. And I'm like, awesome.
Was it?
Yeah.
Places.
Yeah, I would go to a general. I would do a general wellness check, and in that wellness check, talk about your eye and get a referral to an eye doctor.
Yeah. Ugh. Anyways, that was fun. Yeah, I've literally for the last 2 years have just been like, I guess I'm on my deathbed. My time must be coming soon. But at least it's not deadly.
Another thing that happened no. You don't have what I have, I promise. But like around that same time when the vision started, I saw like bright light. Like just randomly in my eyes.
That's interesting.
It was so weird, but it was just inflammation.
It is inflammation, yeah.
Yeah, I've like gone down. I started to think I might have diabetes, but I don't think that's it. I don't
think you're diabetic.
And
there's other things.
Has it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because like there's this one dancer that I watch who has like diabetes, and like she said that she was like having to like get glasses because her vision was like slowly declining, and they finally diagnosed her with diabetes, and when she got on the right stuff, like her vision was okay again. And I'm like, okay. And then I keep like crashing after meals, and I asked ChatGPT what that means, and they're like, it could be diabetes. And I'm like, I need to stop asking ChatGPT.
Stop doing that. Just go. You need to make an eye. I feel like your parent. I don't want to sound like that, but you need to make an eye doc. As someone who has to deal with medical stuff all the time, make an eye doctor appointment, schedule yearly with a primary care doctor. And then once you get all that blood work done, you can just, nothing crazy will probably be wrong, and you can have peace of mind.
Yeah. But That you having diabetes just makes me think of Nick Jonas whenever the whole world found out he
On
had
Disney
diabetes.
Channel.
And the way they like fucking milked that
funny.
like promo.
I released the news that I have diabetes last year.
When Nick was diagnosed with diabetes, it shook us a little bit.
In the beginning, it was a little tough for all of us because we were trying to understand it. And for me, it's sometimes, I know how tough it is can be for him, you know. I can't even comprehend it, how it'd be so hard for him to live with it every day.
We thought he was dying.
And then we find out he has diabetes, and 8-year-olds all over the world were just devastated.
I know. We
Including
were
me.
like, he's dying soon.
They're
How
like,
sad.
what is gonna happen to my guy?
I know.
It's
Ugh.
so funny.
Yeah,
No,
I
but
need
I
to
think
find
it's-
all that.
I think it's probably very much stress induced, and
Yeah.
you should just like do general and then get a referral. And
Yeah, I need to
Yeah.
chill out. But on the bright side, it gave me so much clarity into my life and where I want to be. Because I spiraled so badly within those 16 hours that I was like, okay, so essentially for like the last 2 months, I think I've talked about it on here. I don't know. But I've just been like questioning acting and like what I want to do in the industry. Cause like in June of this year, it'll be 10 years since I like dedicated my whole entire life to acting. And I was ending last year so discouraged and like so down about it and like kind of spiraling about it. And I was like, I don't even know if like this is what I want to put my time and energy into anymore, because I feel like I was at a place where I could leave peacefully and be like, I'm still going to be doing something else in the entertainment industry that would equally fulfill me. So I was like, I don't know if I want to put this time and stress into acting anymore, which was killing me because I do love acting the most and like it is what I want to do. It's just like an insane career to follow and go through, and like to have dedicated 10 years of like my childhood and teenage years to it was like an insane thing to come to realize now that I'm 21 and at a whole new stage in my life. So I was like at this weird crossroads where I was like, I feel like I should stop acting, like give it until like June of this year. Like I just wanted to, I don't know. I was spiraling all over the place. But long story short, then I ended up in the ER, and the whole like time that I was spiraling about it, I was like, oh my god, if I lose my vision fully or I lose my face muscles, I'm like, I'm gonna be forced to quit acting. And I was like, the only thought on my mind was thought of being forced to quit acting, and then that like gave me the clarity that like no, it is what I want to do. And it just gave me peace, I guess, after I learned that I wasn't dying. Because then I was also like, oh my god, what if I die? And then I was like, wait, I'm too young to die. Why have I been thinking this the whole time? I want to live. I was like, spare my soul. I was spiraling so bad. I also packed my bag for the hospital. Like, I was like, that was it. I was like, I threw a stuffed animal in there. I packed everything I could possibly need. And then the whole drive there, I was like, I guess it's my last drive through Huntsville. Like, I had all the dramatics out just for it to be okay. But it gave me the clarity that I do want to act and I do want to live and do shit and live to the fullest and enjoy it. And it really saved my perspective for this whole year and my career.
Silver lining.
That's stoicism 101. Literally. The whole thing of like, you're gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
My ex used to have this app that told him every day that he was gonna die. So
Bruh.
I think it's so morbid and not my cup of tea, but like that's what
Yeah.
you just encountered. Enlightenment, stoicism.
On my deathbed. And it gave me clarity.
You thought you were on your deathbed.
Yes.
That was
not
the
literally.
anxiety talking.
Yeah. I thought I was about to die. I was mentally
I can
preparing.
empathize. That's me
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
I am so neurotic.
I
The
fear I
second-
cannot
yeah.
live that way because of I have.
You can't. Yeah. no,
It would not be healthy for me.
That's
Yeah.
why I didn't Google it or think about it, or else this whole time I would have been on my deathbed. But it worked out, I guess. Literally, the second the doctors told me to go to the ER, I'd like pronounced myself dead. I was like, this is it. I was like, it's a problem. I waited too long.
Emily, that is not a good way to think.
I know.
People have to go to the ER every day.
Well, I
Mhm.
didn't know that. I didn't know how casual an ER trip was either, because I got there and everyone was so chill. And I was like, wait, so like you don't only end up in the ER if you're dying? Because they were
No.
all just sitting there vibing, doing their little puzzles and games. And I'm like, I'm about to die and y'all are just sitting here calmly? Yeah, it was a wild experience.
Yeah, I mean, people have to go to the ER for various things, and some people
Yeah.
don't need to go and go.
Yeah, that's what I learned too. My mom was telling me, she was like, yeah, it's just an easy way to see a doctor like immediately. And I was like,
I've gone to the ER like to see doctors before when I'm like really sick.
Damn.
Yeah, and
I wish I would've known that.
sometimes when you're really sick, you need to go because you need like IVs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I've needed IVs or like I was severely dehydrated. Just like random things. Nothing ever like crazy.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know it was a casual thing. I just thought it was for people that are on their deathbeds, so I pronounced myself dead.
That's horrible.
I know.
Oh my god. Okay.
Good times.
Well, I'm glad you're okay and that
Yeah. I'm
it
glad
helped
you're
you
okay.
cleared your mind. And you
Yeah.
still follow up, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will be doing that.
The podcast will be your accountability. We'll ask the next episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every week.
I need to find all my doctors in LA. I don't have that yet.
Same. I need a general bead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the hardest parts about moving.
I
Oof.
know.
It's so hard that
It's
I'm just
harder
not
for
doing
you.
it this
I'm
time.
not even going to complain. I only have one doctor.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Jimmie, you want to tell us about your new class?
Yeah, I'll keep it brief. Clown classes is hard, y'all. I don't know what I was thinking. I thought I was gonna be able to be an idiot and just kind of break free of my, which I am doing. That is in line also with what I'm doing. But yeah, apparently it's very strategic and it takes a lot of understanding of character building and world building and story building, and it's hard. So we did one exercise, and it was like the laugh. You had to take it from 0 to 10.
Oh.
But when you get to 10, it's not based in reality. Okay. You had to laugh like just something not based in reality that showed like an emotion. Like, so some people were like vomit, just something insane. And I was like, okay, that feels fun. That doesn't feel like I need to really think about it. Like I'm just in my body, whatever comes is coming. You know what I mean? That was fine. Exercise 2. You, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. It's not embarrassing because I'm putting myself out there and I'm learning and I'm going to get better and blah, 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 blah. Okay, whatever. You got to fail. So you had, it's so funny because there's 2 teachers and one of the teachers like TAing and he's like learning how to be a instructor. So he's like helping teach the class as well, co-teach. And I got him on my thing and I was like, oh, are you going to be nice cop to me? And he literally was like, no. And then I was like, oh. And then like trying to be joking because I was yapping really a lot because I was really nervous and I was kind of procrastinating the exercise, which he could probably tell and everybody could tell watching me. And then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go behind the curtains. And then I went behind the curtains and you had to open the curtains and come out and give it a beat, assess the crowd and say, yes, it's me. So I did that. He was like, do it again. I was like, okay. And I went back behind the thing and did it again. He was like, I needed to be confident. And then I did it again. And then as you went down the stage, you had to progress and do it bigger and bigger. Caveat, it had to also be rooted in like a story you're trying to tell the audience. And you also have to gauge the audience to see if they're reacting to it. And if they're not, you have to move. And this is where clowning is different from improv. Improv, if you bomb, you just got to move forward. You can't like assess the crowd, acknowledge the bomb, and then change. Like with clowning, you have to be fully vulnerable in front of the crowd. Like if you see they're not reacting, you have to react to that, let them know they hear you, and then move it. So when I was on the stage doing the yes, it's me, running around like an idiot, probably for 3 minutes straight, screaming on the top of my lungs, the guy stopped me. He goes, Jimmie, do you hear the crowd? And I said, no. Silent. I know. Nobody's clapping. I'm laughing. I don't know what to do. I literally don't know what to do. So I just started flailing my body. He said, we're going to do this again. And you're going to have to come up with a story. So I came up with a story and did it again. But it was just like, it was so hard. I've never had to do that before. Like I've like performed in front of people in various ways and haven't, learned how to feed off the crowd. But this was so different than anything I've ever done. And oh Lord, when I got off, and everybody that did it, like, they thought they were gonna like do all these things, and then you get out there, and then you obviously are nervous and don't. But yeah, that was so hard. It was so hard to build something in real time, to stay consistent with the choice, to, you know, listen and engage with the crowd, and if they're not reacting, acknowledge it and then try something different, because I knew like nobody was laughing. It was dead silent. Like I literally could feel people shifting in their seat, and I was like, I don't know what to fucking do. I'm just gonna be louder, I guess, and flail more. Didn't work.
Did the other people in the class do well, or like
No, everybody. There's like one guy that has theater background, so he like really made a cool funny story, but even then he said halfway through it he didn't know what to do, so he just started like screaming. But it's just like, and as more people went, like I did go more towards the beginning, as more people went, you got to see how the exercise was meant to be done. So it's like you were like kind of the guinea pigs in the beginning, and then like as you watched, you were like, oh, I see the progression. But it was just like, I guess I haven't failed like that really hard in a long time, because I've just been in scene study, and then we've had like improv foundational stuff that I go to from the studio, but it's just not the same, because I feel like I'm failing in front of my peers that really know me and I feel comfortable with. So bombing so embarrassingly in front of all these new people was like an experience I haven't had in a really long time. And I'm like, it's good for me. It's good for me.
Yeah, it sounds
it's
like
hard.
It sounds like it's going to be really good for you.
Yeah, this shit's hard.
It sounds fun though.
It is fun.
Like it doesn't sound like it's torture.
No, it was a little torturous on the stage when I'm yelling.
It was
screaming.
only your first class though.
Yeah, I like at one girl got done, and then she was like, and then he was like, "Are you about to cry?" And she said, "Are you guys laughing at me?" Like it was just like everybody was. It was so uncomfortable.
I was gonna ask if anyone cried.
And then the clown instructor was like, I'm gonna be an antagonist, not to be mean, and if anybody feels uncomfortable, he's not mean, but so like the thing about clowning that I find so beautiful, and then we'll wrap this up, is you have to be vulnerable and you have to be willing to, he calls it shit the bed in front of people. Like you have to show everything that you're feeling, and that's what brings the audience in. So like when he sees something on you, he's gonna call it out. And that girl literally was shaking so bad and like about to cry, and it was making the audience like want to feel bad for her, and then he called it out, and it was like, and then it relieves everybody, because it's like she knows that we know, and vice versa, and it allows her to step more into that play. Do you see what I mean? Yeah.
Damn.
Wow, that's interesting.
It was really interesting. I mean, they literally the guy like he was like, nobody's laughing, literally not one person, and I said, I know, it's quiet.
Humbling.
Damn. It was really good for your acting though.
Yeah.
It was humbling, he said again. And then I got out there and I just started, I don't even know what I was doing. I was like air playing instrument. I literally don't even know what I was doing. I was just doing something. Like one dude was like rolling, doing burpees. Like nobody knew what they were doing. They were just
burpees.
Like,
wait, so you just had to say, yes, it's me, and then do something crazy?
No, like you had to like, so you opened the curtain and then you were neutral and you said, yes, it's me. And then like as you step forward, you alter the body. Like he said, the line shouldn't even matter. You shouldn't tire the line out. You should tell the story with your body. So like one guy that did really good was like, yes, it's me. And when he dropped the line, he was sad. And he was like, why is this me? And then when he said the line, he was like, yes, it's me. And then when it dropped, his body was like really sad, and he was like crying a little bit. He was like, and then when he said the line, he changed it. And then that allowed it to progress into when he was at 100 being crazy. It was like he was breaking down, screaming, crying, and then like getting back up and being like, yes, it's me. You see what I mean? But like when you've never done this before and you're in the beginning, like you were just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going to flail and run and twerk. And
is the goal to elicit a response from the audience?
It's two things. So three things. So the goal was, one, to, yes, elicit a response from the audience. To be able to, one, like in real time, change what you're doing to bring the audience in. Like the two things that we did, the exercises, was to really learn how to like kind of develop that gut towards what the audience wants. And then two, I think to build a story and an arc and a sustainable choice that you can carry throughout. Not sustainable. I mean, he says when you're a clown, you're supposed to go big and hard, even if your body can't handle it, but sustainable in the way that the story needs to be told. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Not sustainable physically, but sustainable on where you can bring the story. And then like 3, and I guess this also goes with like eliciting a response from the audience, but 3 is being fully like open in front of everyone, like shitting the bed is what he called it. Just like really showing everybody everything that you're feeling in real time as that person on the stage. If it's you, if it's character you've built, whoever this is me thing, like they should know through everything how you're feeling, and you should be able to bring the audience into that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. That's really
It's so
cool.
It was so cool. I've never done an exercise like that. And it was like, it's hard because when you're up there and you don't have anything and you couldn't alter the line. Like if you altered the line, he was like, you could do it again. Because when you're up there, you're just like, you know. And I was like throwing shit at the wall, like trying to get people to laugh. Nobody was laughing. And it's just like, how do I, and it's so scary to stop. And if you've never done it before, stop and recognize that. And then acknowledge it and allow that to be a bit in your clown to change on stage in real time. Because I was like, I don't know. And I just like kept throwing more and more shit at the wall. And then when he like gave me the like, hey, like nobody's laughing, then I was like, okay. And then I redid it. Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
How long is
Yeah.
the class?
4?
It was 3 hours.
7 to 10. 3 hours.
Oh, I meant like month-wise.
Oh, 6 weeks.
6
But I
weeks.
think I'm gonna do it for a couple months. So like I'm in the intro. So this is like very basic. And I'm deeply uncomfortable. I'm telling you, like I'm not nervous to where I won't fully go out and do it. Like I kind of feel like I'm past that in my acting where it's like nervousness doesn't hold me and my body back. But I'm nervous to where I haven't been nervous like this in a long time. And I'm very nervous and very like uncomfortable. And I'm around people that don't know me, and it is good for me. But
That's kind of nice to just go to like a beginner class of something and be with other beginners. I want to find something like that.
I agree.
Because that's
You
kind
should
of
do
like
this, Emily.
comforting. Yeah,
you should
I
do
might.
this. Well,
I don't
some of
know.
them were funny, and I was like, "Why are you funny?
Yeah.
Why are you good? This is intro. Like, please all be like me. Like, come on."
Yeah. So they're literally like teaching you how to become a clown, like so you could go out and
No.
It's
It's not about clowning at all.
Oh.
No, it's about being able to show your vulnerabilities. It's about being able to know your impulses and trust them and follow through with them. It's about how to build a world and a character. It's about how to perform to an audience, and that is translated on film and TV, or obviously on theater. Like there's so many pieces. Like clowning, if you go to any BMA or BFA program, clowning is usually always a required course in an acting degree. Like it is such a foundational part of being a performer, because it's like people don't realize like the physicality was really hard. And like I was like looking up physical comedy last night and like watching people, and I was like, I have so much more respect for these people, because that shit was hard. Like
Yeah.
to be able to tell the story not relying on what you're saying. Yeah.
Did they make you do any other fun exercises?
We like at the beginning, like obviously those like warm up things, like we were like walking around and he was like, stare at people, walk around like you're going, like now say these crazy noises, now bark, now growl, you know, like all like I think like the normal stuff to get you warmed up.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be doing exercise. And the thing about this that's so scary is you're on a stage. So you have like row seating and then the stage with the massive light. And when you do your exercise alone on stage, everybody's watching you. So you're like doing your exercise in real time, never doing it before. And everybody's watching you. And then you take notes, and then it gets better and better as it goes. But like,
Damn.
Girl.
Did you make any friends?
I did. Yeah,
Yay.
I did. Yeah, one guy was talking about how he's from England, and I was like, I did just get back from Europe.
Oh God.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I felt like I have really fallen out of love with acting in the craft, and not because I don't love acting. I love performing with my whole heart, but I've done the same thing for years, and I haven't really been scared of it, and like challenged myself creatively in a way that's different, and it's just become mundane and like a chore. So I think this is just, I think if anybody feels like you're stuck in your creative acting journey, I think try something different that's going to sharpen your creative tool. I mean, Emily's talked about horseback riding, piano lessons, taking a language, doing something different that's going to like spark curiosity and creativity. I think it's a good way to kind of put you back on that path if you feel burnt out.
Yeah, that's what I'm just trying to focus on this year, not necessarily taking more acting classes. Like I have a goal to like do like maybe like one like casting director workshop a month, or like just like a little workshop out there. But like I have my training now in my back pocket, and I'm gonna do like monthly private coaching with our old coach Anthony. But I just want to like focus on like doing other things like the horseback riding, which I'm doing this month, and I'm so excited. And my boots come tomorrow. Yeah.
I forgot, like you gotta have like you gotta have the right outfits for the horseback riding.
I got all the stuff for Christmas except for the boots, so I ordered those and they're coming tomorrow.
Did you get like the belt and everything?
Yeah, I got a belt, I got pants, and I got a helmet and gloves.
Shut up. Can we come watch you? Like, how is this gonna work? Can we come watch?
I think you can come watch the lessons. The first thing that we've scheduled is actually someone posted in our AJS group on Facebook being like, oh, we want to go. Yeah, we want to go do like a horseback riding thing. So I messaged Carol and said that I wanted to go with them. So we're doing that at the end of January.
Yeah, I want to go watch.
Yeah, when I do a lesson. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I don't know if you can come watch the trail ride because it's like an hour long.
Oh, that makes sense.
But if I do my lessons, I can see if you can come watch after I've done one or two.
Okay. I can go to the first.
No. I haven't done it in so long. I know, I can't wait. And I want to learn guitar this year, but I don't have a guitar yet, so that's a problem. But we're building skills this year, and I'm still boxing.
Very nice. This is a good way to transfer into the next segment, which is our personal goals. So you kind of already said one, so
oops.
No, that works. Anything else, Emily, that you want to talk about?
I don't know. Y'all can talk and I'll think.
Okay. I kind of like, I don't know, I'm not setting crazy goals because I already know what I need to do and I already do it for the most part.
Yeah.
However, I made a wants list and I just brain dumped everything I want to do this year. Some of it's out of my control. Some of it's in my control. And I'm just kind of like, I'll check in with it every now and then, but I just want to go back at the end of the year and see what happens.
Oh, that's cool.
Because I looked back at my goal list from 2024 and some of it didn't happen or wasn't attainable. But then I did most of it. So I feel like at my age and like where I'm at in life, I know what I need to do and I know what I want. So now it's more like just staying consistent, I guess, and like doing it. And then like when it comes to, not to skip ahead, but when it comes to like Against Us, for example, like making a list of everything I need to do to be prepared for that and then doing it.
Yeah.
But some of the stuff
You're
on
gonna
here,
crush that role though.
Well, thank you.
I like, there are certain scenes I'm so excited to direct, and I know I like probably feel the same way, Emily. Like when you're doing like acting, like I'm so excited. Yeah,
we'll get to that.
I know, sorry.
No, you're good. But some of the stuff I wrote down, like some of them are like silly, like upgrade shower routine.
Okay, a shower routine. I upgraded my teeth routine, and my teeth has never looked better. So I get that.
Yeah, it's just like something to make life more enjoyable and fun.
Yeah,
like nothing crazy. But then I also have something like complete Spanish course because I started this new. I was just done with Duolingo. I didn't want to do it anymore.
You
And,
can't
like-
learn a language via vocab. Like you have to like integrate
Yeah.
into the language. Yeah.
So I found this new thing. It's called Complete Spanish, and they use this thing called the thinking method. And you just listen and you like reply to
That's
the
how you learn a
instructor.
language.
But there's also a like mock student doing it in the track as well. So I want to finish that. It's like 90 videos or something. So I'll probably do it. I'm going to do it.
You're gonna do it.
And then just go to the Drew Barrymore show. See a Broadway show.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna be able to see.
I know, because I'm going to
excited.
be in New York in a
Wait,
month
do you have the
from tomorrow.
website? Let me send you the website. You need to get tickets to all the shows
Okay.
for free. We'll do that
Yeah,
right
for-
now.
I want to go see Oh Mary on Broadway so bad. And
Oh,
they
fly on
extended to
over.
June. I know, I'm really thinking, and then also the Streetcar Named Desire with Paul
Mhm.
Mescal.
There's so many good ones.
I know, there's so many.
And then I have other one thing I did really well this year that I wanted to do, or in 2024 rather, was cook more and like learn new recipes. And I want to keep doing that because that's just a good habit, and it's so rewarding.
It
You get like a
is.
sense of accomplishment from it.
Yeah.
And
And it's
then-
the best feeling when you like are cooking more and then you're driving by a restaurant and you're like, I'm gonna make it at home.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be
Mhm.
better at home.
And if I don't, Alex will.
Alex,
'Cause he's a really good
y'all
cook.
whip it up. I'm gonna tell you, he can cook.
But and then I have travel somewhere new. That's like super vague. Here's one that's kind of under my control, but also not. I really want to run a 5K, but I can only do that if my RA medicine does what it needs to do. And like for a long period of time, because you have to, I'm going to train, obviously. I
Yeah.
don't want to get hurt. So that one's like with a little asterisk. We'll see.
Yeah.
And then this is interesting, and I've only told Alex this one so far, but I want to make 1 to 2 videos per month about like documenting my life. Because when I was doing my recap video, I was like, oh my God, I have like no pictures and videos of myself. Like what is happening? So I was like, this year, every month I'm making 1 to 2 videos, and I'm going to post them online, but like they're mostly for me.
You should
And then
do
I'll
that.
have these
Yeah.
mini documentaries of myself from every month this year. And I think that'll be really cool.
I love that.
And then there's other stuff like go on honeymoon, because we need to do that.
Yeah, you do.
It'll be year number 5. And then stuff that's completely out of my control, but I wrote down anyways, like get a manager, book a TV show, where I'm not like saying I need to do this. It's just something I want.
Yeah.
So I'm putting it out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the end of my rant.
I love that. I've been wanting to make like short little videos documenting myself too. And it's just it's so rewarding when you have it and you can like go back and watch it or like share with other people so they can see it. But I get the like it just slips through the crack.
Yeah. One thing I'd realized too when I was doing my stupid little recap, not stupid, doing my little recap of the year, I don't like photos that much. Like, duh, I'm a filmmaker. I much prefer videos. So why don't I just take more videos?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I
Yeah.
think playing with the camera, even if it's just my phone, playing with the camera, getting creative is just going to make Against Us even better.
From all the stuff I've shot this year myself, like I feel like I've learned so much. Like it's expanded my creativity so much. Like you even see it more when you're watching movies or doing something. Like it just when you're building in it, even if it's on an iPhone or whatever you're shooting on, like it just opens and expands your mind more than if you weren't doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Jimmie?
My big things, I really want to make myself more uncomfortable this year. Like I felt like last year, I know I moved, which is an uncomfortable thing. But I felt like I spent a lot of this year very anxious and very like not confident in myself. And I hadn't felt like that in a really long time. Like I felt like I was back in high school. Like, and I know that's when you're moving, like it puts you in that headspace. But it was just like I just felt like I really didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't know who I was. And maybe it's because I'm going through my Saturn return and I'm positioning my life to where it should be going. But like I want to make myself more uncomfortable. And like last night I was writing about it and I was like, I need to do this more. And I think like the crowdfunding and like us putting all of our stuff out there and just like being more vulnerable with myself, like in my relationships online for if we're campaigning, like just I didn't write like a wants or a needs, but the one word that I wrote for myself in 2025 is like to be uncomfortable. Because I tend to, when I am anxious, like kind of close myself off, like I stop responding back to people. I don't leave the house. Like I work from home in general already, so like it just keeps me, I just stay locked in. And I'm trying to not do that. So yeah, that's my thing. And to stick to what I'm doing. Because last year I just felt really lost. I kept trying to derail and do something different and think about my life differently. And it's like, I should commit and be uncomfortable. And if I don't want to do this, that's okay. But I haven't really given it what it deserves. So, yeah.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
I think that will be very healthy, but also productive long term.
Yeah, like Quentin Tarantino, he had this clip. You probably have seen it. Is it on Howard Stern? I don't know where it was. But he basically was talking about how he spent his 20s like working at this video store. And he was friends with this guy that was really creative and just all of a sudden just stopped being creative and got really bitter with his life and angry all the time. And it's because his life wasn't going the way that he wanted it to go, and he was surrounded by people that were ambitious and creative, and it just like made him envious and mad. And I think I tend to get mad and like internally mad, and sometimes I do get jealous when I don't know where I'm going. And just like hearing that story kind of freaked me out, and it was like I don't want to be mad and bitter because I didn't choose to bet on myself, even if it's not what I wanted. Like it's worth seeing something fully through without putting that on other people and blaming other people because I didn't follow what I really wanted to do with my life.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's not a good way to live.
No. And I like struggle with apathy. Like that's like one thing I've had my whole life. So like I don't need to do that.
Well, it sounds like we all have like a clear path for the year and like not super high pressure, because I don't think that helps.
No. Yeah.
Because when I was younger, I like made these insane, intense goals that just weren't gonna happen.
No, literally.
Yeah.
They've screwed me over forever.
Just so,
because that's what we were taught. Like it really, like I think the verbiage around New Year's and being sustainable in your goal making has really changed because that
yeah. I'm like, this is the first year I'm trying to not set materialistic goals because every year I always do. And like, last year was just insane. And I feel like the only thing I focused on last year was moving, which we finally did. But like this year, I'm trying to not set materialistic goals and just set goals around my perspective and how I handle situations and things that I can control, like my work ethic and like how many times I'm submitting to stuff, how many times I'm submitting to agents. Like I can't control how many auditions I get, who I sign with, or how many things I book. But I can control if I actually confirm my auditions, if I actually complete them, if I do them in a timely manner. Like I can control those things. And that's what I'm trying to focus on this year. Just doing what I am in control of. The classes I go to, the things I learn, how I spend my time. I'm trying to like manage my schedule better. And focus on that, because that'll ultimately build the life that obviously the universe knows I want. And it'll help in the long run.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we talk about HAG now? So obviously we've talked about it pretty much every episode of this damn podcast. We're making our movie this year.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. Against us.
Yes.
Making our movie. that's like the main goal for the year. And like everything that we're doing is aligning with that main goal. So the podcast, can I say this, is just going to be bi-monthly episodes.
No,
No,
bi-weekly.
we can't say that.
Bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly. Yes, sorry, not every 2 months. Every 2 weeks. Yeah. Bi-weekly episodes. So 2 episodes a month. And to give us more time to really sit with the crowdfunding campaign and pre-production and development, all that. Not development, pre-production, production. But the podcast will be debriefing about our experience through this entire process of infancy of the script to completion, which I think is pretty exciting. To have like a digital diary of all of this.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
On top of all of the BTS that we're going to have as well.
Poor internet. Yeah, y'all gonna be sick of us. Yeah.
If you're not already.
I don't care. Yeah, if you're not already. I mean, I don't care. But yeah.
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 So, Jimmie, do you want to kind of explain what we did?
Yeah. So every year they do it, and it's called the Year Compass, and it's a booklet that helps you assess like your prior year or the year you just had. And then once you've like talked about, like, let me just pull it up. Once you've talked about your like the things that you liked throughout the year, the things that you didn't like, the things that you accomplished or you didn't accomplish, and like it has you start with the year, like naming, like giving that year a word and then building it out. Then it transitions into where do you want yourself to be in 2025. And we did that as HAG. So we talked about what we thought 2024 was for HAG. Like we gave it a year, or we gave it a name. All of us did. And then we talked about 2025 and what we wanted for HAG to be positioned for in 2025. And the word of the year that I came up with was focused. And I think HAG is going to be extremely focused on against us and having that as the main priority, and then everything falling in line underneath that. But it was good for us because it was I want to say spent like 3 hours, 2 hours. I don't know how long we spent. Like really thinking through everything that we did last year and realizing like we accomplished a lot more than what we thought we did because we were just doing so much and so much of life was happening around us that it felt like we weren't doing as much, but we really did. And then seeing how much that's going to benefit us this year, like all of the stuff that we did last year. So yeah, the Year Compass, I think it's great. I think when it's a free download, and then they have stuff that you can buy on their site that like helps you like build out the plan. But the Year Compass is free, and I can give you the link if you want to put it underneath.
Yeah,
YouTube
for
video.
sure. I think it's super helpful for everyone.
Yeah.
When I was reflecting on my 2024 goals too, one of mine was to launch this podcast.
Yeah.
And we did it. So that was a side note.
Yeah.
My words for HAG. Did you want to?
No, you go.
Oh, okay. My words for HAG this year were create, connect, and fulfilled. So
I like that. The CCC.
I think, yeah.
What did you say, Emily? What was your word?
I think I said peace, just because I want peace throughout
peace.
all of it.
That's important.
Yeah,
that is important.
It is.
No, it is. It really is important.
Yeah,
because
I'm trying to enjoy it.
Yeah, how we react, like the emotions that we elicit, is going to affect everyone underneath us. Like this is our project. We're at the helm. So like even if we're stressed, we can like keep it internal. But like when we're speaking to other people and talking about the project, whatever we're doing, maybe this is different. Like a digital diary is different. But like when we're on set and stuff, like it needs to be like we need to have decorum and make everybody feel comfortable and happy and safe.
Yeah.
One of the things I talked about when we were doing that too, and I put it on my vision board, was preparing myself, obviously for the role, but for everything else that comes with making a movie. So the business and being able to handle the criticism that will inevitably come our way from the day we start posting about the campaign to forever when the movie's out.
Yep.
So I'm going to read for the business, Nice Girls Don't Get the Corner Office, because it's the business side of making a movie is very real. You have to.
It's so real.
You can't make a movie without that. So I want to prepare for that. And then for the criticism preparation, I'm going to read The Courage to Be Disliked.
Yeah, I think that's great. I'm also going to read that with you. It's in my Amazon cart. Because yeah. Cheyenne's right. Like, and this is why I think as artists, especially actors in the entertainment industry, it's like every project, though you may be critical of the art that you whatever, it is so hard to make a movie, guys. Like, it is hard to write a script, to cast, crew, film, edit, like market. Like, it's hard. So like, yeah, you gotta be able to bear all the criticism once you've given your blood, sweat, and tears to something.
And I don't want any negative outside reactions to impact my experience.
Same.
And everyone else's as well, because it will,
I felt like we did a good job with that on Thanks for Coming. Like, I felt like the set, like everything was our bubble that we created to this like beautiful world. And when everything that like happened through, during and after, like we still kept the spirit of Thanks for Coming.
Yeah. This is just a much larger scale. So at least we had that to, as a warm up.
It was a warm up. It was a warm up. Yeah. Yeah.
But I and I know you all as well love this movie too much to let anything get in the way of enjoying every second of it.
Agreed. And I think this is the massive wall we have to climb to get HAG and ourselves at a higher level in this career.
Yeah.
Like, I think this is like the big thing that we need to do for ourselves and for the company.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Which is scary.
I'm so excited though. I'm so excited for the crowdfunding campaign to be out there, to see people's, not the negative ones, but to see like just what people think of the idea, because we've been working on it for so long and I know it's a good idea. So I want to hear what how it connects with other people. I'm excited to finally have my director's statement out in the world. That's been burning a hole in my phone since July. And casting. Oh my God.
I'm so excited to cast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I've already been like digging into my role as well and figuring out who this person really is, and it's been fun. So I just
I'm so excited. I think you're gonna crush.
You two also have roles. Don't forget.
I can't wait.
It's gonna be so
Dream
fun.
role.
I'm excited to work with Charlene. That'll be really cool.
I'm excited to work with Bill again. I miss that man.
I love Bill.
I do too. I miss him. He's such a good DP. DP to director, like he's like the dream team.
Yes.
Like,
anything else?
I want HAG to have a vacation and
I was just about to say
another
that.
country or go on a cruise.
I'm telling you, my 30th, Europe.
We're gonna be island girlies. Yeah, European girlies.
European girlies.
If I can afford to go to Europe in that month.
Oh, I'm manifesting it for all of us.
Yes.
Maybe we'll manifest make so much money. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm tracking tickets. I'm getting a cheap ticket.
Good.
Cheap. My ticket to Italy when I went was $663.
Bro.
Yeah, I was looking at prices the other night and I saw a round trip for like $500.
That's how much Huntsville was.
I know, but this is Newark to Rome, so it's
it's different.
2 giant airports.
Yeah, and
been in Rome.
It's you have to track it for the off seasons too. Like,
Damn.
if you go in the summer or during the holidays, it's going to be triple the price.
Yeah.
It's like, anyway, sorry. Derailing. Vacation.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
definitely need to take a vacation.
Oh,
I want to go
trust.
to Italy and London, and I want to go on a cruise.
Italy?
Yes.
London? I want to go
This year.
to... I want to go to Paris, too. Because, like, if we were to start in London, we could do, like, the train down to Paris, and then... I don't know if you can train to Italy. I don't know how that works.
You can train all over Europe.
Then train. Train. That's what we're doing. I'm going to take, like, 3 weeks, I think, in Europe. And, like, work a little bit while I'm there. And then vacay. Yeah.
I want to go to somewhere in the Caribbean or like Aruba or something for our honeymoon.
That sounds nice.
And just sit on a beach and not.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
I kind of just want to do like a staycation in LA because like I feel like we moved here and we never get to actually enjoy the city because we never have a vacation here. And it's like a city that people literally vacation in, yet we live here and we don't get to see it.
I literally was looking at Big Bear rentals the last week of January, and they weren't that bad. Like, I found some for like $300-$400.
Yeah.
It's a Big Bear.
It's not bad.
With that said, let's go to our outro. What movie are you most looking forward to this year? What's coming out?
I'm low-key excited for the Minecraft movie.
Oh, that's hilarious. Is that the one where we yearn for the mines?
As a child, I yearned for the mines.
That's so funny.
Jack Black is so funny.
Dude, I love Jack Black.
So funny.
Wicked. Are you kidding? Duh.
Wicked
my
for
God.
Good. That comes out in November.
Yes.
That's what I'm obviously most excited for.
Yeah, duh. Honestly, I'm kind of excited for the new Knives Out. The cast for it looks really good. Okay.
Those are usually good.
Yeah.
Freakier Friday comes out in August, and I am excited for that.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. Because we moved here and they were still filming it in LA.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, because the guy at the dinner table was in the extra that when we went to the short film.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know his name. But yeah.
I forgot.
And like Freaky Friday came out when we were kids, so
I know.
Full circle.
You know what I'm excited for? You're cordially invited because Krishna's in it and Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
Win-win.
And that comes out this month.
Yeah.
This month.
I can't wait.
I'm so excited to see Krishna. We should have her on the podcast to talk about it.
We should.
Once
oh my
it
God,
comes
that's such
out.
a good idea. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
I'm also excited for 28 Years Later. I'm excited for The Monkey. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh my gosh, there's so many good movies coming out. Oh my gosh.
In October, Black Phone 2 is coming out.
I saw that.
And I really enjoyed that film.
Yeah.
Same.
You told me about that movie. You and Alex did.
Yeah. It's shot in Wilmington, North Carolina.
Yeah,
so
that's what I was about to say. Wasn't
it?
it shot where you? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm excited for Wolfman. It looks like it's gonna be it looks like it's gonna be good.
Frankenstein.
I was about to say that.
I literally can't wait. With Jacob Elordi and Mia Goth. That movie's gonna eat. That movie's gonna eat. I hope it does. And then I think those are my top. I haven't seen have I seen the trailer for this? Oh. Okay. Megan 2. I thought Megan was so fun in theater. I thought it was so camp, and I loved how they leaned because they were trying to make it scary, and then they watched it and they were like, "This is camp," and they just leaned into camp, and it made the movie like so enjoyable. So I'm excited for Megan 2. I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Ooh, Michael comes out this year too, which we know someone in that.
Oh,
right?
the biopic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson's biopic.
Yeah.
And then, Ke Huy Quan is in a movie coming out in 2025. Love Hurts.
Lots of good stuff coming out. Lots to look forward to.
Isn't the Shrek coming out in 2025?
Shrek?
Yeah, they're making a new Shrek.
Oh, Snow White is.
Oh.
I don't know about Shrek.
I know they're making a new Shrek. I don't know if it's 2025 or 2026, though.
Well,
sorry.
I love Shrek, so. I'm also interested to just see what happens in the industry overall this year. And
me too.
Because the past few years, I mean, since the pandemic, really, but
I think it's going to be more or less kind of the same. I think the industry's really shifted into like a new zone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
we'll
see.
We'll see.
We shall see.
We shall see. Yeah. I'm curious. But I think it's going to be more or less the same, which is why people are making more. There's more indie film. I mean, even there's so much more indie film in theaters. Like, more content online. Like we said last year, like more people are logging on to YouTube and watching content than Netflix and Hulu. Like, I just really think content and the way that we see entertainment is just shifted entirely.
Yeah. Which is why us making our movie this year is so important.
It's so important.
You gotta just do it for yourself.
Yes. Agreed.
Let us know in the comments what you want to do this year and what movies you're looking forward to.
Yeah,
We'd love to hear it.
We'd love to hear.
Thank you so much for listening to episode 25. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Goodbye.
Bye.